intrigued. Intrigued feels like you just can't figure it out. Like you come across something that baffles you. It's just out of the norm, and you are like, what? And you want to know more, and you're like, whoa, sorry. You're curious about it. You're intrigued by it. You wonder about it. You think that that's something that maybe you've never come across and you never thought of. So you're intrigued by it. One time I was intrigued by a guy. He was different than anybody I'd ever met. He just seemed different. And I wanted to figure him out. And I kept going around him, and the more I was around him, the more I understood him. But I was intrigued by him. So I'd find ways to be around him, just not to get closer to him, just because I didn't get him. I didn't understand why he was the way he was, and I was like, why is he like that, basically? Why does he seem so different? Like, everybody was like, oh, you're so different, and kind of laughed at him. Oh, people have said you're so different. But, like, I kind of got him, kind of understood him, but I didn't get him. I didn't understand him at the same time. So it was fun when I was around him, because I'd get to talk to him and he'd like talk in French, and I'm like, oh, so you know French? And he's like, no, I don't know what I'm saying. I just walked around France one time and started copying people. What? Okay, alright, I can deal with that. That's kind of strange, but whatever. And then he'd like tell me stories and stuff, like what he'd want. I said, so if you could go back to France, what would you want? And he'd tell me these whole stories about what he'd want. And I didn't know if he was lying or telling the truth. So he intrigued me. What else would he do? He would just say the most random things, and I never knew if he was serious or if he was lying. And he wasn't mean. I don't think he was trying to tease me. I don't think he was. I know he wasn't lying to me. But I think he kind of lived in a different world, like a different mindset, which intrigued me. And he could be so normal too. Like, he would hide around the corner and then he'd scare the crap out of me. Or I would go in his office and I'd have anxiety, and he'd be like, okay, hang out. And he'd hand me something, like, and he'd be like, own it. And I'd, okay, what? Okay, I'll own it. Okay, I'll own that I have anxiety. And he helped me in a lot of ways. Even though he was different, like, he intrigued me. Just the way his mind worked. And he was different, and he was cool. He is very, very cool, and he was very honest, and he was a very, very good guy. And he intrigued me very, very much.